Lord Shmup here to review Habroxia on Nintendo Switch. If at any point in time the eShop has a shmup, I want to see it. So when Habroxia made its way to the Coming Soon section, the looks alone drew me in to check it out. Developed by Shieldmaiden Games, this is yet another great looking title published by EastAsiaSoft. Let's get to it. I love the arcade look, and from the first few levels of play, the arcade feel is there as well. There is no introduction or slew of screens to click through. The game gives a few options to skip on the first go, and you're starting the game. Once a level is beaten, the option to return to older levels is available, as well as looking at scores and upgrades. Going back to old levels will allow you to collect more cash for upgrades. Objectives include destroying all ships, collecting astronauts, and defeating the boss. Habroxia has a feature that is very unique and sets it apart from other shmups, and that is having both side-scrolling and vertical gameplay. Your ship will veer from the horizontal view to the vertical in particular areas of the game. The change from one style to the other is a great way to shake things up and feels good. It didn't happen as much as I thought it would, but it's still a cool feature and makes it unique in the pool of shmups I've played. After each level, there's a scoreboard to post your name to compare with other gamers, which is fantastic. I love leaderboards, and seeing other folks' scores is it's great. It's great for gameplay. The feature always adds replayability to games, and certainly helps specifically shmups. If the dev could add one more character to the leaderboard name, that would be great. Otherwise, you will see me as Lord Shmoo. Controls are responsive and feel good. Left trigger shoots one type of weapon, right trigger shoots another. Hold both to shoot both in a different way. The ship has a boost to move quickly when needed, but I only use that to gobble up accessory power-ups. It has a meter that will deplete when used. Power-ups found in game are the laser beam, bomb, and a circular defense. I didn't use these much. Music is very fitting to the game and has the arcade sound. It's not over the top or impressive, but it works and that's fine by me. Credits are found throughout levels by defeating enemies and destroying terrain. Gathering them will be of great use for ship upgrades, which is one of my favorite parts of Habroxia. Customizing your ship the way you want. It allows the playstyle to be catered to the player in a fun way. Level 9 is the best grind level to gain the coin needed. There's a decent amount of dead space in each level that has nothing going on, and I wish that wasn't so. You will find yourself waiting for enemies to appear for the pace to pick up, but sadly it doesn't. Weaving back and forth, shooting in anticipation of bad guys is not fun. Other than that, the only other main gripe I have with the game is the difficulty. The first half of the game was easy and did give me any trouble, which made it less and less fun. Variation in enemies is high and very good. A ton of different types of baddies and attacks are displayed throughout the game in a nice way. Bullets will take different shape and flight patterns, and I like that. Some are homing missiles, some can be shot until they disappear, and it gets real fun when a load of them are shot at once. Those that are scared of bullet hell games need not worry. I think a big drawback from Habroxia is that there is not any different levels of difficulty to change to. Adding that in a patch would be top notch. 3 additional modes of play are as follows. Invasion mode. Endless waves of enemies and a boss every now and then. I got to wave 43 on my first try and it was decent. I could talk and play during this mode, so yeah, I died, but it was a casual run type deal. It was in vertical mode or top down, so that was different. Rescue mode. It's about finding and obtaining astronauts because they are set adrift in space for some reason. Collect them as you would in story mode and gather the highest amount to score the top leaderboard. If I didn't mention before, my apologies, but don't shoot the astronauts. It was also apparent that dead space and slow pace is part of this mode. Rescue mode needs some work. Areas repeated and some look taken from the story mode. Honestly, this mode is a waste. Fix it or get rid of it. Shieldmaiden Mode. Described as weak guns, shield pickups. Start with 1 bar of health and the lowest weapon, basically hard mode. It counts the time you've stayed alive and your score. I said before that the game needs a higher difficulty, but with that comes creativity, and this mode does not have it. Repetitive and boring to say the least. Lack of power in attack mode is not the player's worry at all, it's wanting to die of boredom. Same story as rescue mode, unfortunately. Final words, I played through story mode, then every mode that was unlocked due to beating the game. In other modes you will be able to collect credits, and I think that should be limited to story mode. Otherwise, you will play in any level in story mode again and be overpowered, making the game even less fun. With some tweaks here and there, Habroxia could be a much better game, but I did enjoy my time spent with it. The looks are on point and shots feel satisfying, but it lacks the difficulty balance and enemy spawning consistency. Dead space is a massive flaw that needs to be fixed. If the dev made some improvements, I would recommend this game to all, but for now I would recommend Habroxia to beginners in the shmup genre. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.